We'll make it all official. Yay, welcome everyone. I'm glad that you're here tonight. And if you are rewatching this, just go ahead and put that in the comments, but I hope all of you get a chance to see this about goal setting and get involved in our incentive that we have for you. I'm going to announce the incentive at the end of the call. A couple of you know it because you're in the little chat, but so we are so excited. We've got something really good for you, for all of you who set your goals for 2022. Okay, so these are a few things I kind of wanted you guys to know for the month of December, and I'm going to preface it with the compound effect. So who's heard of the compound effect? I think most of us have. So the compound effect is doing some simple things on a daily basis that seem to make no difference at all, but make a huge difference and compound over time. So I think like one of the best examples of that is like for sure McDonald's, right? You eat one hamburger and one French fry on a day, it's going to do nothing to your body. But if you do that every single day, that compounded effect can be so dangerous to your body, weight-wise and health-wise. Then on the other hand, if you ran 1 mile one day, really that's going to do not much for you except for make you sore. But if you do that on a daily basis, that compound effect is huge. 1 mile is going to become nothing and so easy for you. And then you're going to go 2, and then you're going to go 3, and then you're going to be doing a marathon before you know it, right? So that compound effect is huge. I really like the visual analogy of a tree being planted by a sidewalk. Not a big deal, but over time, those little roots keep growing and growing and growing. And then pretty soon that sidewalk begins to crack and it's huge. And it like goes, you know, when you're running on the sidewalk and it goes up and sometimes you trip on it. And that's because of the roots. So that wasn't one big powerful moment that happened. That was something that was compounded over time. So your choices that you make every single day are huge. And I feel like, the choices that we make with personal study, I know we talk about all the time, but it seems like, what is that podcast going to do? You know, if you just listen to one podcast one day, really it's going to do not much except for make you feel good that one day. But if you're self-developing every single day through podcasts, books, speeches, whatever, talking with friends, but self-developing, that over time, that compounded effect over time is huge. You become massive leaders, massive business women, very knowledgeable in how to run your business, as well as, you know, coaching, and, you know, the sky's the limit if you do that on a daily basis. So a senator, I found this quote, I really kind of liked it. A senator from Indiana wrote, "The only preparation for that one big, profound decision," I think we have more than one big, profound, I think we have several profound decisions that can change a life, "is those hundreds and thousands of half-conscious, self-defining, seemingly insignificant decisions that are made in private." That right there is so true. It's like all these decisions that we make on a daily basis really, really do lead up to big decisions that will change our life or someone else's life. So right now, as we're thinking about goal setting, we're preparing our daily path, whether it's going to be like a dirt road, gravel road, or whether it's going to be like a beautiful red brick solid road, right? But what we do right now during December, we are going to be laying that path for 2022. I hope, oh yeah, definitely all of you have pens and paper because I've got a few things to tell you. So one of the things that I really wanted to emphasize, and I think Angie will agree with me, is when you're doing your goal preparation for 2020, this month for 2022, let's not just set goals for Zaya, let's really concentrate as a whole, and set goals for your life, set goals for every aspect around you. The word intention has kept coming up, at least, you know, on my team and throughout our little chats and stuff. And I think that word is a great word for right now. And hopefully we can all have a little bit of intention this month when it comes to goal setting. Like really think about it and be intentional about how you want your 2022 to look like. So this, we're going to be talking about vision boards. I'm going to grab mine. By the way, mine's been hanging here for 360, well, not 365 days yet, but close. Mine's been on this wall every day. And I think it's super, super important to have your vision board somewhere where you see it every day. I did it electronically, and I think most of us will through Canva, right? It's a fun program. We love it. It makes our vision boards look cute. Some people I saw last year, I remember last year, wow, there were there's some super creative ones. Some people did it with magazines and on bulletin boards, and a lot of people did it electronically. I know a couple of my girls put it on as their screensaver. Did you guys, any of you put it on a screensaver? I did for a while, but it was so tiny. It didn't really work. I did for like about 2 or 3 months, but I printed mine out and I hung it up. And that was one of the most powerful things that I did, because I was able to look at it every day, because I'm in this office every single day. And you guys, I was able to cross off so much stuff, and I can't wait to show you. I'm going to show you what it is. But before I get there, okay, so there's 2 things that this is in my mind. This is how my mind works. We have our vision boards, which are going to be huge. The incentive we have is really fun, and just having that in that vision board is going to be really big for you. But I also want to partner that up with a goal setting session. And I want to invite all of you. If you want to, I'm going to be talking about that next Monday, and I have an agenda. I'm going to invite everybody. I already have invited everybody to set a time in December that they can get with their partner, spouse, their running partner, a side sister in Zaya, but find a partner that they can sit down and do an actual goal setting session with. And I think, Jason and I did it last year, and it was so fun. We set a couple hours aside. I got some snacks. You guys definitely get drinks. We got our Utah sodas and our Stanley cups. We did that. Yep. See, oh, but yours is water, Angie. I know it. So we did that, and we set a couple hours aside, and we just hashed out some planning. And I have an agenda that I've already typed all out. It was awesome. I kind of got this idea from Katie Harlan and switched a little bit to fit my lifestyle. So I'm going to share that next Monday night. You're all more than welcome to attend. Angie, you could just come attend, and then you could present it on Tuesday night. But I think these 2 go hand in hand, to have your goal setting session and then create your dream board off of that. So tonight we're just talking about vision board street. It's the same. I interchange those words. Vision board, dream board, same thing. Dream big, baby. Maybe that's what we'll call it. Okay, so this is mine. It's been hanging up all year. First things I want, there's a couple things that I really want you to write down. When you're doing your planning session, and this will be written on your agenda, but for right now, for your dream boards, I want you to write this down. There are 8 areas in your life that you really should center your goals around. So write these down. First one is health. Second one is spirituality. The third one is personal growth, and not in any order. This is just what I'm throwing out there. Fourth one's relationships. Fifth is money. Finances, money. Family. Your career, your business, because some of us have both. We have Zaya and our careers. Some of us have turned Zaya into our careers. And then number 8 is the fun and the recreation. Okay, so those are the 8. Did everyone get them? Okay, awesome. Those are the 8 areas that you should be thinking about and finding goals within each of those 8 areas of your life, and to put them on your dream board. So I want to just show, I think I want to show you mine before I give you the strategies for goal setting, because this is super exciting. So now one thing I want to preface too is I've had some of these on this board for several years, but I kept them up there. I kept repeating them. If I didn't get them done, I would put them back on the board and I would dream even bigger the next time I threw them up on the dream board. And I was able to cross a whole bunch off. So I'm going to show you. Okay, look at that color palette. Is that not me? All the earthy tones, right? So I found this off of Canva. I looked under color palette, colors, a bunch of stuff came up. Also look under dream boards, vision boards, and you can find lots of stuff on Canva. And then I just inserted pictures and stuff. Okay, so looky. That's been on for like what, 2 years at least, because I tried to win it a million times, never did win it. So I ended up grabbing that one. So I got my Peloton, got my car. That one had been on there since the day I signed up for Zaya. That car has been on the vision board and we were able to get a car. And then there's a couple fun things. Let's see, a full team at Summit. That was one I worked on. That I started day one, January 1st, talking to my team about being at Summit. That one was big for me. And that one was really, really fun. But we pushed that every single week to know that everyone should be there. And it's been awesome. And by the way, you guys, the girls, a couple of the girls that showed up, their team has just gone on fire. We have a senior director and a director on that team that came to that came to Summit. So proud of you guys, Joy, proud of your team. Team badass is who they are. Okay, and then speak on personal development. I didn't quite do that one. I crossed it off because I was able to speak. Sam Higginson invited me to speak and I was super excited about that. So that was one of my things this year is I wanted to speak on a bigger platform in Zaya. Take my family on a vacay, cross that one off. I earned the $5,000 family trip right there. My lifetime personal volume, that one crossed off. I was able to meet my goal on that. And let's see, weekly calls with my first line. I started it January of last year and we have only missed one Monday. So I get to cross that one off. And then there was another one. Oh, this is one I haven't crossed off yet. See that gorgeous deck? I haven't crossed that off yet, but I'm hoping to next year. That one goes on my vision board again this year. So you guys, this is really fun. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about are the strategies of goal setting. Number one is to get the biggest one, like drop your biggest dreams and goals first. Joy, we were talking about this last night, and Joy said her husband's like a motivational speaker for businesses, and he always tells her to dream big. And he said, you write those dreams down that scare you. Like, make sure there's a little bit of fear. And we also talked a little bit about like, it's scary to actually show this and let somebody see your dreams. Like, I don't think I showed this the first part. I was really nervous to show people my dream board because there's some, wow, like all those things, it was really hard and scary, but that is strategy number one, is to throw those big goals out there. It might take a couple years, but it doesn't matter. It's on there and you're going to be looking at them every day, because every single person on here, Paige, Becca, Sarah, Nikki, Monica, Caitlin, Sherilyn, Patrice, and Stacy, hi Stacy. She's watching her girl tumble, I think, at gymnastics. And Angie, you guys are all going to print out your cute little vision board and you're going to put it in your office or somewhere, wherever you work on Zaya, put it there so you can see it every single day, because believe me, it will bring it to your forefront of your mind. Okay, so that's the first strategy. Second strategy, and another thing I want to say about that too is why you put the bigger ones first too, is like all those little, it kind of reminds me of like tasks. When we have our task list, we always go for the easy ones first, right? Because we want that satisfaction of checking things off, but our minds become physically exhausted, our bodies become physically exhausted before we get to the ones that really count and the ones that really matter. And we always leave those to the end. So the better strategy is to chip away at the big one first and then do the little ones afterwards. Okay, so strategy number 2 is set up a monitoring system. This is so important. We manage what we monitor. We will not know where we're going unless we know where we've been. Does anyone have any examples on this? Do we forget like how far we've come? Bree was telling me last night that she was telling me last night about this exact concept where she was saying, I was not as far as I wanted to be. I was feeling bad about like where I was at. And then with her goal setting, right? Because we're all working on goal setting this December. And then she went back and looked at her team in January of 2021, which I suggest everybody do. And she's like, oh my gosh, I had forgotten I didn't even have a team. That's when I had just barely met Jill and me and Angie. Do you remember Jill when she came in? She started coming in on the calls. We're like, who's this Bree? She's like showing up all the time. Who's this Bree? So we went and found her, and she didn't have the sport, so she was kind of left. And so so I helped her and became her first line. And she had 0 on her team in January, and now she has a big team now, and they are coming to Summit. And she's like, I had forgotten because she didn't monitor. So we have to find some sort of system where you can see your progress and where you can track it. So that might be a goal. Angie, like write that down. That might be a good training sometime, is systems of tracking. Okay, so number 3 is, our third strategy is calendaring. Set specific reoccurring times to accomplish your goals. And we all know calendaring is huge, and that can be a whole nother thing in January is doing a training on calendaring. It could be like Power Hour. It could be your block calendaring. It could be like your Sunday night session for the week. I don't know how you guys like to calendar, but it has to get on the calendar. And one of the big reasons why with that is when it's on your calendar, it requires a choice in your day. So it requires you to, it requires you to choose and to make limitations on your day. And what that is all about is it helps you become intentional, right? So if it's not on your calendar, then you have that wide open space. You don't have to make any type of choices that day. But the calendaring is a way for you to progress, first of all, and also a way for you to make sure you make a choice in that day, whether or not you're going to do your goal. Right. So if you're going to do, let's say, personal development. If you do personal development, that's something, maybe you do it every single morning, or maybe you do it at nap time when your kids nap in the middle of the day. But if you calendar it, the night before that, your alarm is going to go off and you have to do this. And I did. That was one of my big ones for last year, was to do the morning sessions from I can't think of it, the book about the morning, of doing the morning routine. Oh my gosh, my brain's not thinking. What is that? Anyone know that awesome book?
I can't think of it either, but like the morning habit or the miracle morning.
That one. Miracle morning. Thank you, Miracle Morning. Yeah. I was getting nervous and I couldn't think of it. So the Miracle Morning, that was like a big one for me. I really want, and I did try and actually tried a couple times. So I'm going to do it again. I know that's a hard one for me, but I love the morning schedule. And that's when I get my personal development is in the morning. Okay. So calendaring, super important because of the choices you have to make. And then the last one is finding that accountability partner. So this, human performance is more likely to be successful if they have an external accountability out there. Scientifically, we're just more successful. We get things done if we know somebody knows about what we're doing. So what might be fun is next week or the week, actually in January, and when we're on our when we're doing our incentive, we might want to show our boards, so our vision board, so that we can like hold each other accountable for it, show it off and like have it open and out there, what our goals and dreams are. But get an accountability partner. Your mind, your brain is not a very good accountability partner. Your brain is very, very smart and very, very sneaky. And if you read some of the books that we put out there about how habits work, your brain does everything it can to use the least amount of energy. And so your brain will talk you out of something so easy. So your brain is not the best accountability partner. You need somebody else to help you with those goals on that. And then also that goes right hand in hand with the goal setting meeting that you're going to do with your spouse, with a partner if you don't have a spouse, or with your running partner that you have in Zaya, or a Zaya sister, whichever. That is amazing to have that person can be your accountability partner as well. All right, let's see. I do have a couple more things to say. This is really cool. I think some of you might know this, some of you might not, but make sure you place that vision board where you can see it every single day. Read it, visualize it, manifest it. It's really good idea to put affirmations on the board, also around the side or wherever, so that you can also say those affirmations every day. But make sure that your mind and your eyes and your body and your soul sees that every day. And here's one of the biggest reasons why I love this. Okay, do you know that we have 70,000 to 90,000 thoughts that run through our head every single day? So that's a huge amount, huge. But here's the kicker. Here's like the crazy thing is 90% of those 90,000 thoughts are the exact same thing that you thought about the day before. So you're really only thinking you're only really thinking 10% new thoughts. So when you expose yourself to that board every day, your thoughts about how you can make these things happen are going to be coming into your mind. So hopefully new thoughts about that. When you're personal developing every day, if that's one of your goals, new thoughts are going to be coming into your mind. So think about that. That's a big one. We only think 10%. So if it's 70 to 90,000, we only are thinking like 8,000 new thoughts a day out of that. That's tiny, right? That was really, that was pretty big for me to hear. So one of the things that I wanted to give to you guys is I wanted to extend a challenge for tomorrow. And I wanted you to listen to Brooke Castillo, and she's the Life Coach School. I don't know if you guys know of her. I can draw in Zaya Home Team. I can drop this I can make a post out of it, but she does her podcast number 3 is all about how to set goals. And I think this one, I really kind of want you to listen to it, because I was thinking when I started listening to it, I was like, oh, she's going to teach me, like I sit down and I write out SMART and I decide which ones are the SMART goals. And then I do this and this. That's not really what she talks about. So I'm kind of excited for you guys to hear it, because I'm not going to give it away, but it's a whole different angle on how to set goals. And it's not like the logistics of it. It's something else. So pretty cool. So maybe I'll drop that really quickly in Zaya Home Team, and I'll just like link the podcast. But I found it on Spotify, and it's just Brooke Castillo, Castillo. And she is the Life Coach School. So I want to throw that challenge out to everybody to listen to that. And then first things last, whatever. I don't know. This is the best things last. We'll put it that way. Our incentive for everybody that makes a vision board. So we have all of December to do this vision board, and Jill will have a post, and we can just drop, once your vision board's done, just drop it underneath that post. And everybody who has that done and drops it in Zaya Home Team, or just say you're done. If you don't want to share it, you don't have to. We have a special call with Zach and Brenda, and they are going to jump on and talk to those who have completed their vision boards. And that's probably going to happen that first week in January. That'll be really fun. You can ask them any questions you want. They're going to kind of talk about dreaming big and their goals. And I've asked Zach to kind of talk about where they came from with Zaya. It was really cool. Angie and I were able to hear him talk about that at the gala this year, the Zaya Gala. And do you think that was kind of powerful, Angie?
Yeah, I totally do. I loved it.
We had no clue what was going on in the Bradley household when this business was started. And it was really fun to hear. So I'm hoping he'll share that with you guys as well. So it's a big incentive. It's really fun. It's going to happen the first week in January. And all you need to do is have your vision board done. And the goal setting planning meeting is optional, but that really will help you with your vision board too. So you guys have any questions or comments on this? Does anyone want to share what some of the things that they got to cross off their vision board?
I crossed off buying a house in 2020 vision board. I just looked at both of them, and I crossed off getting engaged, which I didn't even know I put on my vision board. So yes.
Yay. That's cool. Isn't it fun to look back? You know, you're like, oh my gosh, I actually like manifested that at one time.
Yeah. Well, I also might have pressured it a lot, but I did not give up on that dream.
Nice. All right, Nikki McJunkin, come on, speak up. We know you are definitely a goal setter.
I was trying to find it and I'm blind. So hold on a second. So so a lot of mine, I can't see anything. So a lot of mine I did cross off actually. There's still some big ones that I haven't. But one of the ones that I crossed off was vacations with family. And we did a ton, to be honest with you. I can't speak. Specific hikes that Ron and I wanted to do that we did. So we spent a lot of time together. I didn't quite get my new office, but I did sort of kind of make my own space, but it's not completed. So that's kind of a halfway thing. I didn't make my big goal, which is to be at the executive level. So that will be on my board again. And then lots of family time, which we have really, one good thing about COVID was we have spent so much time with our family and created some new traditions. So we see them, specific days a week and things like that. So that was a big one. And then self-development was a huge one. And I have really taken that to heart. And I do that every single day, whether it's reading, podcasts, all of the things. So I did cross off a bunch now that I'm looking at it.
That's a lot, Nikki. That's really good.
Yeah.
I know, like, you definitely have done the vacations and the hiking. I've seen you and Ron hike, and I'm like, wow, they do some great hikes.
Yeah, it's been amazing. We really have been able to do a lot with him being home too. So there's the silver lining to a lot of this, but the big ones that I didn't cross up, just so you know, there's a couple. The big one was that executive level, a gym, a new home gym. Don't have that. I have all the things, but I don't have a space really for it, like a true space. And then a new home. So those are the others. So we'll get there eventually.
I want a home gym as well. I've never wanted a home gym in my life, but I think that's something I've been really wanting lately, and that might go on my board, maybe. So I wanted to say, there was something else like that was really funny. So, you guys know Joy, right? So yeah, so she was talking about, she's like, well, I didn't make a vision board, but like I wrote some things down. And she's like, and then she started to she kind of forgotten what she wrote down, but then she rattled it off. And she's like, oh my gosh, like I have gotten everything I wrote down. And she's like, I wrote it down on a paper plate and I threw it on my bathroom mirror. And she's like, it was there for 2 years. I want to show you. Literally, that's what she had for 2 years. And so our vision boards don't have to be gloriously beautiful in order to have them fulfilled, right? Well, that is quite a cute paper plate though. But she had a lakefront house with a pool, done. She's building her dream home right now. Happy kids, like we all want that, right? And other things on there. But one thing that we chatted a lot about is putting something out there, writing it down, speaking it, visualizing, manifesting it. It goes out into the universe. It does. The energy flows. And if you guys just like always believe that the universe is here to do well for us, the universe is here to help us. And if you put it out there and manifest that and talk about it and dream about it, then your energy will combine with the universe's energy and it will bring it to you. So I think that is like one of the prime examples right there. Is like she had that, she thought about it every day. It was in her bathroom, it was just on a paper plate, but she thought about it and it came to pass. So it's kind of fun. And we had a bunch more examples of that last night. So it was really fun. All right. And what do you want to add?
I would say, okay, this book right here by Chalene Johnson, it's called Push Journal. It is like a 90-day push journal, right? But what those areas, those 8 areas that you spoke of, that's the first thing she has you do. So I love that you mentioned that. And she goes through those areas and then she makes you score yourself from a 1 to a 10. And then the areas that you're low in, that is what you need to like focus on in your life, right? And so then you make goals around those, just like Nellie said. But anyways, I want you guys to buy one of these if you're interested, because it really has changed my life. And it helps you create like a push goal. So that is like your big goal. And just like Nellie said, that is the goal that you're going to focus on the very most and get moving on it. Because yeah, we just like do all the little things. And I even do that with Zaya. I do my emails every day. I post every day, you know, but like, what about those big things that we can do that will really move our business? Like maybe a customer follow-up system, and you get that set up and you know what you're doing there, like stuff like that, that will really help your business instead of just all the little things. The little things are great and they add up too, but I love, love, love this journal. Anyways, I just wanted to add that it's helped me a lot. And then it has like trackers. So every day you track your progress and you share exactly what you're doing and then track it. So that's all I wanted to say.
Look at that. All those, the 4 things that we need, the 4, what did I call them? The 4 categories. One of them was tracking, and that's good. And Shailene's the bomb.
I know. I love her. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm done, Ange. So.
Okay. I'm going to stop the recording.